All right. Just so everybody knows, I'm going to record this parent meeting so that way I can post it on our Team Snap website. So everybody that happens to miss it or can't make it tonight can click on it and review it if they need to and kind of get the gist of the information that we're going to go over tonight. But let's go ahead and get going. Again, thank everybody for that. Thank you everyone tonight for being able to come. Just want to again give you some information about the season, what you can expect. And if you have any questions, kind of hang on to those towards the end. And then we'll have all our coaches and myself answer those if we can. So hopefully everybody can see my screen okay. The shared screen is to say Manawan Wildcats football player parent meeting for 2021. And let's get rolling here. There we go. All right, this is just our staffing information. I just realized I forgot to put Coach Vez on here. I seen him pop up on the screen. So I'll make sure I mention him too. But I'm David Arrowsmith. I am the head football coach for Manawan High School for the varsity. That's my cell and contact information if you need to get a hold of me. It's in Team Snap as well. But for our staff, we have Coach Hass, who's our varsity offensive line coach. We have Coach Jace Pillar, who is our defensive coordinator this year on the varsity. Coach Brown stepped down this year and needed to take some time off to spend some time with his family, so he will not be coaching with us this year. Our new head JV coach, who's coached at Manawan in the past and has had a couple sons come through the program, is Adam Osmond. He is our new head JV football coach this year. And then we also have some other assistants, Denny Regan, and Ted Ship, and Zach Payton. Will be helping out with the JV and that varsity football staff. Our varsity strength, our football strength coach is Coach Bob Bezo. He's been running the kids through some of the strength and conditioning and program this summer and has done a great job for us. So he's also on our staff and he'll be with us throughout camp. Our freshman staff this year is Clayton Meldrum again is our head freshman coach. Trajan Osmond, who is first year coaching, was also helping out with the freshmen. Has done a great job helping out over the summer, just picking up stuff and learning stuff. And then we also have Pete Lawrence for his second year coaching the freshman staff, running the defense. So that's our high school staff. And then our 8th grade staff this year is Bill Yates, who's our head coach again, and then Matt Irway, who is an assistant coach at the 8th grade level. So that's kind of rounds out our high school and 8th grade staff for this year. So again, if you have any questions, Coach Osmond's email is on there as well as mine. So please feel free to reach out and shoot us an email if need be. I won't go over everything, but this is kind of a little bit of background on me. I graduated from Goebbels back in 2004, graduated from Albion in 2008 with a degree in exercise science. I got a master's in coaching sport performance from WMU in 2017. Started coaching in 2008 and kind of been here and there since then. And then I was fortunate to be hired as the head coach of Manawan in 2020, which was last year, which was it was a fun year. It was just obviously with COVID and everything presented a lot of different challenges that we haven't seen in the past. So it was a lot of fun, a lot of new things to learn. So hopefully this year with football season, we'll have a normal season and we'll get now, hopefully 14 games out of it and be playing at the end of November. So that's the plan. So but that's just a little bit about me. Again, my philosophy on coaching, my job as a head coach is I want to be able to give the kids the best football experience possible and help prepare them for life outside of sports. And these are just kind of my goals and values. 4Fs: faith, family, friends, and fun. Having all those I think is important. Serving your community, be involved in your community to do things, to be able to give back to others. Attitude and effort. In life, that's a lot of things. That's what you can control. Your attitude to something and your effort towards something. Those are things that you can always control. So I always really preach that when I coach. Academics, you're a student athlete for a reason. Students first, athlete is second. So you got to make sure you take care of your grades. And then be your best self. One of the things I learned early in coaching is you can't fake who you are. You can't try to be, hard and hardcore if you're not hardcore. So, coach to your personality. And I tell the kids the same thing. Don't try to be a, rah-rah guy if you're not a rah-rah guy. If you lead by example by your play, and practice and how hard you work and you're a quiet kid, do that. Don't try to be fake. So be your best self. And then my last one is just make an impact. Try to make an impact on someone's life, whether it's small or big. I mean, you can go up and just, hand someone $5 that may need it. You don't know how much you're going to change that person's life. Or, hey, you may, as a football player, high school football player, we had our camp, a couple weeks ago, and maybe one of those high school football players just changed an 8-year-old's life just by saying hi and coaching him a little bit of football. So always try to make an impact. I know no matter how small or big it is. Just a little brief coronavirus for the fall. This is the update center on where you can go to on the MHSA.com. MHSA always has some sort of update center. Their last update was back in June, I believe. With the new variant and stuff coming out, I'll have a fall coaches meeting tomorrow, so I'll have a better idea of what that looks like for the fall as far as outdoor sports and things like that. So I will keep you guys up to date, and I'm sure the school will too, on how that's going to look moving forward. But if you need anything, the update center is always there on MHSA.com. A couple things to know again for this season. We have a team snap. If you're not signed up for that, please email me. If I happen to got you lost in the shuffle, email me again to remind me. I get a bunch of emails throughout the day, and if I happen to misplace yours, I'm sorry. So just shoot me another one and let me know. That's our main communication tool. What's nice about it is football players can sign up. They can sign up their family. They can sign up their grandparents, and any emails that are sent out go to everybody. So that way, everybody in the loop, your family can stay up to date. And it also has an app that you can download for your smartphone. So that way, any text or practice updates or game updates, I can jump on our phone in the app, hit the team text, and send out a group wide message so everybody gets that. So please download that and get signed up for Team Snap. I know some of the incoming freshmen probably don't have that on their haven't signed up for it yet. So please do that as soon as you can. That's our main communication tool. Huddle, same thing. Again, mainly for freshmen. If you haven't signed up for Huddle yet, or you don't have a Huddle account, or you accidentally got deleted, there's the Huddle link at the bottom. It's huddle.com/join team. And then those are each of the 3 join codes on there. So if you're a freshman, you would sign in that code. If you're a JV, you would sign in that code. And then again, varsity, you have your own specific code. So again, if you find yourself logging on to Huddle and you accidentally maybe got misplaced or accidentally deleted, use that code, sign back up, and we should be good to go. And then again, I'll answer any questions, if you need to email me or whatever, if you're having trouble logging on with that as well. Requirements for this year, again, just to review for participation, all athletes must have a physical on file, and they all must have an MHSA consent form on file as well in order to participate. And that needs to either be handed to me so I can give it to Miss Jakes, or you can scan it in an email and send it to Miss Jakes, or you can drop by the office and hand it to Miss Jakes. But we need to have that before practice on Monday at 3 p.m. If they don't have any one of those, they're not able to participate until that is taken care of. I've had some questions on as far as date from the spring to the fall. The deadline and cutoff for the 2020 season and the 2021 season was April 15th, and that's a rule stated by the MHSAA. So if you had a physical on March 28th of this year, it's not good, unfortunately, for the fall season. It has to be after April 15th. So again, if you got a physical on May 1st, you're good to go. I just again need to fill that out and hand that in to the school. The other one is the participation fee. Again, with the weird year, just make sure that you contact the school if you're having any issues paying that athletic participation fee. I believe it's, don't quote me, I want to say it's $125. Again, I'm not sure. But again, just make sure you contact, if you have issues paying that, contact the school, work out some sort of payment arrangements to make sure that athletic participation fee gets paid. Again, all 3 are non-negotiables. I'll get blown up by the school as far as reminders go for kids that may not have that on file. So again, if they don't have it on file or I don't have it on a spreadsheet, they're not good to go playing for that first day of camp. And that's just the physical and the consent form, the participation fee. There's a different, due date for that. And then I'll contact Miss Jakes to find out when that is. Football participation, again, in my mind, there's no better game to play than football. It's a character builder, builds life skills, teamwork, how to deal with adversity. Again, my favorite sport, love it. That's why I coach it. But obviously there's some risks to playing football. Participation in football, as the MHSA says, can cause injury, but any sport can really cause injury. Some of the things we're doing to help prevent injury as a team is the way we tackle. We're teaching a new way of tackling, what we call hawk tackling, where we're trying to take the head out of tackling. So it's instead of, the old school way was, get your head across, drive a shoulder. Well, now we're putting the head behind the ball carrier and tackling more with shoulder. So again, there's less impact on the head area, when you're playing football. And then just some of the practice habits we're doing. We're doing a new practice format, which I'll go over here in a minute, on how we're trying to cut down on double days. I mean, I've scheduled from 3 to 8 this year, but we're trying to make it more of like a small Division III mini camp. So the kids are going to be able to get, a lot accomplished in that 5 hours, but it's not just going to be straight go out in the field and run for 5 hours. So we're changing the way we do things there, trying to keep the kids healthy, trying to give them lots of breaks to hydrate and acclimate, that first week to the heat, and get them ready to play football. Some other solutions to help with football and help prevent injury is making sure the kids are getting plenty of rest, getting plenty of water, making sure they're eating proper diets, and staying active, doing things like that, even if they're not playing a sport. And I know some parents have questions on, nutrition, what do I feed my athlete? How do I get them best prepared for football? I was able to attend a strength and conditioning clinic back in 2014, 2015. I was able to put together a nice PDF file of hands-on approach to nutrition. It was really good. It's really easy to follow. If you're a parent, it breaks down, your proteins, your carbs, your fats, and all that stuff. Just real simple ideas, along with food examples. If you want that, I can send that to you. So that way you can be like, all right, how much protein do I feed my athlete? How much food should I be feeding? What kind of food should I be feeding my athlete? So if you're interested in that, again, shoot me an email. I can jet that over to you. Again, it's really easy to follow and look at and get some ideas as far as nutrition goes moving forward. Again, I found this on the internet a couple months ago. I really loved it. Kind of the reason why you should encourage your kids to play football. I'll just read it real quick. Play football because it's hard. Too many kids are not playing because it's hard. It's hard to wake up in the morning. It's hard to go to practice knowing that your buddies are out, swimming, camping, having a good time. It's tough to put on helmets and pads, 95-degree heat in August while other kids are at the pool. You're exhausted. It's hard to block. It's hard to tackle. It's hard hitting kids. It's hard hitting kids who are bigger and stronger and faster than you are. Go back, go home, go to bed, wake up, and then do it again the next day. But guess what? Life is hard too. Life's tough, and your kids will be a lot more prepared to take from the lessons he's learned from football. Encourage them to play football because it is hard, and there's no success in life without hardship. I just thought that was great. Again, I summarized a little bit, but I just thought it was great because, sometimes life can be hard. And then, with football, it's a team atmosphere, and you're going to face some adversity. And then I just think that really prepares you for life outside of sports. So I just thought that was a great quote that I found, and I just wanted to share it with everybody here on our meeting. As far as a player-parent communication ladder, if there ever comes up a concern in practice about your athlete's playing time, I won't discuss another player's playing time, but I will discuss your son's playing time or, what they can do to get better. So this is kind of the communication ladder of how we like to do things. If it escalates to the AD, then we'll go there. But first of all, I'm going to ask, has the player talked to his position coach? For example, if your son plays offensive line and they're doing drills and he comes and asks me what I can do better, well, I only may see your son during team time, because my position, if I'm coaching over there, coaching with quarterbacks and helping wide receivers, I'm not going to see what he's doing in drills getting better. So I'm going to ask him, hey, why don't you go talk to Coach Hass or go talk to Coach Payton, what you can do to get better. If you don't like that answer, then the coach and myself will, again, sit down and talk with your son. And then also, if you want to be a part of that, we can sit down and talk together. If you're still not satisfied with that answer, and then we can take it to administrator, which would be our athletic director, and then go from there. That way, it just alleviates a lot of pressure from the AD, and then we can try to circumvent anything, if there's a miscommunication, with your position coach, I'll take care of it. If not, then we'll go up to the AD. So hopefully that makes sense, but always ask, if you're not happy with your playing time or, what can I do better? What can I do to help the team out? Please ask, coaches will give you an honest answer. It may be one of those answers you may not like, but at the same time, we're not going to lie to you either. We want you to be the best version of yourself. We want you to get better, and once we give you an answer, really you have two choices as an athlete, to go from there. You can either be mad at the answer that we gave you as a coach, or you can look at me like, okay, I can get better, and look at the positive side of it and be like, I'm gonna go out and bust my butt and get better. So again, we'll give you an answer. I may not be one you like, but again, you have a choice in your attitude on how you're going to respond to that criticism as well. So again, that's our communication ladder. As far as injury progression, if you have an injury, come to the coach, and the coach will talk to your trainer if it seems serious, and then we'll send you to the doctor. Why do we do it that way? It's just, again, just records, peace of mind, and then there's no return without clearance. So if your son, for whatever reason, gets injured on a Friday night, ends up going straight to the doctor, well, instead of seeing Nico first, well, the doctor may put you on, a 2-week restriction to where, you're not playing football, where it may not be that serious, and you see Nico first and be like, oh, hey man, we're going to watch your injury, keep you out for a couple of days. And if you feel okay, we'll get you in. Most doctors will err on the side of caution and just take that extended time for you to recover. And if you go to the doctor and the doctor's like, hey, you're out 2 weeks, but after a week you're like, man, I feel great, I feel good, my arms good, can I go play? That's a whole nother week that you're going to have to sit out. So again, talk to your coach, and then we'll send you to Nico, have you talk to Nico, and then from there, if it needs a doctor's visit, go to the doctor. So it's kind of, again, process. But again, if you feel like it's a real big emergency, you have to go to the doctor, again, please, by all means, go to the doctor. Again, it's just kind of a progression like we do with the communication ladder for coaching. Simple team guidelines, team first, we before me. Think about the teams, think about what you're doing to help your teammate out, not necessarily myself. Whether you're a starter on offense, defense, special teams, or you're a guy, that comes in off the bench to fill in for a spot for a couple plays. Figure out what your role is on the team and do it, do to the best of your ability. Guys I think of, the first one that comes to mind is Dennis Rodman, who played for the Chicago Bulls back in the 90s. He wasn't a great scorer, but what was he good at? He was good at getting the football or getting the basketball and rebounding and getting to his teammates who could score. He would study how the ball bounced off the rim to get better rebounds and get more rebounds. So, really whatever you're good at, figure out what that is and be great at it, and just get better at focusing on that. Bullying, hazing, obviously not okay. If we hear about it, we're gonna have to take some actions to make sure that, the bullying stops. You want it for us, my goal is we got to build guys up. We don't want to break them down, from especially teammates. Things get hard in games and you're busting on your teammate. That's not going to make them play better. Build them up, be like, hey, move on to the next one, forget the last play, let's go, pick it up, we'll be fine. Especially with, social media out there, it's easy to jump on somebody's Instagram page, somebody's Facebook page, and be like, hey man, look, you're terrible, you had an awful game, blah, 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 and just constantly blowing up their news feed. So just really kind of keep an eye on that stuff, watch your social media if you do have it. And then also, like, college coaches, if you have any aspirations of playing college sports, college coaches look at your social media. They're going to go find you on Facebook, they're going to find you on Instagram. If you got a bunch of bullying on there, could cause an alarm. If you're posting pictures you shouldn't be posting, that could cause an alarm. So if you do have social media accounts, please, just be leery of what's posted on there. Eligibility wise, must be passing 5 out of the 6 classes. If you're only passing 4, you'll be ineligible for that week. As far as eligibility goes this year, one thing I'm not sure on is how they're going to start the eligibility, if they're going to base it off grades from last year or if they're going to start fresh this year. Coach Pillar, you got that one?
Yes. They are going to go back to the original eligibility, requirements. So it's going to be 5 out of 6 classes.
5 out of 6 classes. Okay. And is that going to start from the end of last year, Coach?
Yes, that's going to be based off of second semester of last year.
Gotcha. Okay. So second semester last year, passing 5 out of 6 classes. And so when those come out?
For freshmen get a clean slate.
Freshmen get a clean slate. Okay.
Freshmen get a clean slate, but anybody who was in high school last year must be passing 5 out of 6.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Coach. So that's eligibility for this year. As far as attendance, you got to be in school all day. If absent, can't be helped. Must be approved by administration in order to participate. Vacation time, unexcused absence while in school, is in session, can't affect PT. So again, if you're, hey, I didn't want to come to school today, but then you can't come to practice as well. So again, it can affect PT. So make sure it's excused by the administration. or speak with a coach. I know we had some family stuff going on. And again, I'm pretty flexible. You know, if you got family stuff or family issues going on and the coach, hey, I got something going on, it can't be helped, that's fine. Just let me know. But if it's kind of one of those things like, hey, I just don't feel like going to school today, well, that may, that's not gonna be okay because there's guys that are here at practice putting in the work. So just make sure you reach out. And again, reach out to me, shoot me an email, give me a call, and we can work that out. The other thing for I tell the kids is again, just be the best version of yourself. When in doubt, do the right thing. And that includes when nobody's looking. You know, when nobody's looking, you know, what are you going to do? Are you going to be good? Or are you going to be like, oh, well, nobody's watching me. I'm just going to cut this corner. I'm going to cheat, or I'm going to, you know, steal this or whatever. So when in doubt, always do the right thing, control your attitude and effort, and just be the best version of yourself. So one of the things we do this year, I won't go through this because this was kind of last year's team creed, but what I have the kids, seniors do is kind of set what their motto is for the year. Something that the team can invest in, you know, that could be, you know, it's just a phrase, you know, what we call our team creed, team motto. This was last year's. So they come up with tenets, and then of those tenets, and what those are principles or beliefs of that creed. So they come up with their own 5 words, you know, and we really focus on those words, you know, throughout the season, you know, having pride, you know, last year, tenacity, playing fast, playing smart, and having grit, and, you know, working through the times when things are tough. That was last year's creed that we had. So again, I'm working with the seniors this year. They're going to develop their own because again, it's their senior year. It's their team. It's their job to lead it. And you know, I want them to set the example and come up with something that they're going to believe in as we move through throughout our season. So I do have them to develop that, and then that'll come out here soon. Equipment concerns, you can purchase your own helmets, equipment. I just ask you bring those helmets or shoulder pads or whatever you purchase in so we can check them to make sure it's fitted properly on your athlete. If it's not, unfortunately, they probably won't be able to wear it. So, you know, we check helmets to the ear holes line up with the ears. Is there, you know, is it fit well on the back, or is there a big gap in the helmet? So just if you got your own helmet, please bring it into equipment handout just so we can check it and make sure it fits properly. If anything else like team shoes, you know, team colors or black and white, you know, I'm not me fan of lime green or hot yellow or hot pink or anything like that. It doesn't fly. Again, just try to keep your team colors or shoes black and white. Same thing with gloves, team colors or black and white. For Spirit Gear, our team store is now open. The link is on our Team Snap. I sent out Team Chat. And then it's also on Facebook. So if you're looking to get some football gear, BSN Sports Store has got some great items on there that you guys can look at and purchase off there. Just a quick reminder, please sign up for Team Snap so you can get all of those updates. So that way you can just shoot me a personal text like, hey, coach, I didn't get that link. Again, can you send it out, please? And I'll send that right out to you. Schedule for the first really week and a half of practice. We're going the 9th through the 14th, which is Monday through Saturday. It's 3 to 8 p.m. Helmets Monday and Tuesday, uppers Wednesday, full pads on Thursday. That's subject to change. And then also that Saturday, it won't be 3 to 8 p.m. I promise, guys. We'll be in the morning, so that way you can be done. So that Saturday morning will be 9 to 11. So if you want to make a note of that right now, and then I'll send out a reminder as well. That Saturday, the 14th, practice will be from 9 to 11. And then we also have a special treat that Saturday as well from 11 to 12. So one of the things we're going to start up this year is we are going to have a mother-son practice. So again, it doesn't necessarily have to be mother-son. It can be, you know, aunt, nephew. It can be, you know, grandma, an older sister, you know, anybody that's in your family that wants to come out to practice. So what that is that your son is going to teach you the game of football at his position. So again, moms, feel free to come out, shorts, tennis shoes, whatever. You're not going to wear any equipment, but you're going to come out that Saturday after our practice, and then you're going to go to your son's position, and we're going to kind of show you and teach you the game of football a little bit. So that way, you know, if you've never known anything about football before, you can sit up in the stands and be like, hey, I learned that. You know, my son showed me that, or, you know, we went through practice one day, you know, or you can see, you know, steal some of our signals. So that way on Friday night, you see coach signaling something. He's like, I know that signal. That's awesome. I understand it. So Saturday will be 9 to 11. And then any mother, son, stepmom, you know, aunt, grandma, you know, may have some young grandmas out there that want to come out and run around. your son, I'll take you out, show you the practice. And then after that, you guys will head home and then move on with our weekend. So that's kind of the Saturday night. So again, we'll have practice 9 to 11 that Saturday, and then we'll do a mother-son practice after that for about an hour. So, moms, you might want to start running around, kind of getting ready for Saturday. Take a couple laps around the track. Scrimmage is August 19th, which is a Thursday. That's at Three Rivers. Younger levels will be at 3 p.m. Older guys will be at 5 p.m. The lower levels will be at the practice fields behind Three Rivers. So as you come in the back way, you'll see the game field. You'll go to a four-way stop, and then you'll take a left. And if you keep going straight, the practice fields will be behind the school on the left-hand side. And there should be a big parking lot for you guys to park there. And then the varsity will be right out there on the game fields for everybody to come by and watch. For the week of camp, this is what our activity sheet is going to look like for this year's camp. Again, we're trying to shorten the practices a little bit, but still being able to get a lot done. So kind of our motto this year is we're going to chalk talk it, we're going to walk it, and then we're going to rep it at practice. So you can see on here from 3 to 4:30, we're having meetings and we're lifting. So we want to do maintenance lifting. Again, that's going to help maintain the strength that we gained over the summer, but also help prevent injuries, because as the season goes on and your body breaks down, if you're not doing that maintenance lifting, you're going to lose some strength and some power as the season goes on. So you want to make sure that we're maintenance lifting throughout the season and keeping the strength that we have. And then the meetings are going to be like chalk meetings, video meetings with huddle, to where we're going to go through our install through the day offensively and defensively. And that way the kids can see it and process it on a whiteboard. Okay, once we finish our lift and our meetings, we're going to head out to the field. And we're just going to do a light warm up or walk through session on the field. So we just talked about it on whiteboard. Now we're going to go out in the field and we're going to walk through it, with people in front of us and move pieces around on the field. Okay, once we do our walkthrough and do a light positional warm up, and then at 5 p.m. we're going to get into our practice. So our first practice is 5 to 5:50. At 5:50 we're going to do a 10-minute break. We're back on at 6. Again, another 50-minute practice. We're going to break 10 minutes, and then we'll finish up at the end with another about an hour, 55-minute practice. And then we'll finish at 8. And that will be for the first week and a half. So that's kind of our camp structure that we're going to follow. The only days that'll be different are that Monday. The first 2 hours will be dedicated to lifting and equipment handout. So all the athletes get all their equipment for the year then. And then everything else should be good to go, with the exception of the following Wednesday we do have pictures. But again, I'll send out that information about picture times and things like that. So that's kind of our breakdown of our camp practice. And then once we start the season, our practices will go from traditionally 3 to 5, 5:15, and then the kids will be done during the season. As far as the games go, varsity football games will be played on Fridays. JV freshman games will be Thursdays, Saturdays, or Mondays. Again, the schedule's ever changing, especially with the lower levels, namely freshmen. I know there's a few schools around that may not have freshman teams this year. We're doing everything we can to check in now, so that way we have time to find games if there happens to be a cancellation. So JV freshmen will be Thursdays, Saturdays, and Mondays. Most games are on Mondays. We do have a couple teams coming in that are from farther away that will have to play on Saturdays, but I think that's only 1 or 2 games, but everything else should be on Mondays. But again, we'll send out messages just in case something changes. The reason being we're doing that is because of the new 5-quarter rule. You guys may have heard about it. What it does is it allows smaller schools to be able to play their athletes a little bit more and utilize both for the JV and the varsity. So what do I mean by that? So let's say you have a varsity kid, that's, a junior that maybe hasn't gotten a lot of reps. Maybe he only played 2 quarters on Friday. Well, if, he's a guy that's not getting a lot of reps and the JV short numbers, that junior can come down and help out the JV and play another 3 quarters on that Monday, because he's got 2 days of rest on over the weekend. And vice versa, if you have a sophomore that comes up and plays varsity and he ends up filling in for a guy and plays 2 quarters on Friday, well, now he can still go down and play JV football on Monday and still utilize another 3 quarters at the JV level. So that's that new 5-quarter rule. It was established last year, and that's why we have the funky schedule that we have. So it allows, again, teams with smaller numbers to move some of those guys around back and forth. As far as that, that's all the questions or all the things that I got to go over. I've been working with the team moms a little bit, and they've been setting a schedule, and they'll be sending out information as far as camp snacks, camp meals, taking care of the Subway subs to get those to your athletes before games to have, and things of that. Is there any team moms on now that have any announcements or anything that they want to make at this time?
Hey, Coach, this is Bridget Burketti.
Hey, Bridget, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I just wanted to say that we're trying to get the sign up geniuses going so everybody can look for those hopefully within the next day or two. But for 2-a-days, we're definitely going to need the help with preparing the meals and getting them assembled. And then some donations for drinks as well. And then varsity parents, in addition to those, will have team dinners the night before the games with signups for that also.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Bridget.
Yep.
All right. So again, just pay attention to your emails. Those should be coming out here soon with the sign up genius. So please sign up for those. And again, it'll help the boys. Again, they're going to be snacking a lot through camp. And then we would like to, at the end of camp, be able to have some sort of sandwich or meal grab and go bag that they can have after they finish up with camp. Because again, our format's changed a little bit this year. Again, in years past, it's always been practice for 2 hours, have a 30 to 45-minute downtime, then practice for another 2 hours. So again, we're having 5 hours, but we're trying to keep them moving, doing different stuff throughout camp. So they're only going to have time to really grab a quick snack, grab a quick drink, and then move on to the next activity. So please sign up for that and help those boys out. Coach Vez, do you have anything as far as, nutrition, strength and conditioning to that end?
Super quick. I just like to say thank you to all the parents. Summertime was great. The kids worked hard. And yeah, basically the season is maintain strength, reduce injuries, increase performance, hydrate, sleep, get them off their phones, get them off the Xbox, get them in the books. And we just want to keep them safe. And I appreciate all the parents' commitment and the athletes' intensity so far. And we just, like I said, increase performance, decrease injury, and then get after it. And oh yeah, the young grandmas, if they want to come train, they can come train.
Thanks, Coach Vez. Yeah, I was just thinking, again, crossed my mind. I want to give a shout out to you guys and all the hard work that you guys did for our first team fundraiser. We were able to raise over $10,000 for our football team. So that was to, again, make up for some of the stuff that we didn't have last year. So we were able to, pay for our new uniforms for the varsity. We were able to pay for the new 8th grade uniforms because theirs were looking a little old from the hand-me-down. So we had to get them new uniforms and also purchase some new equipment, and then also be able to help with some of the team food and team meals this summer. So thank you very much for all your donations. We do have one more coming up. It's same thing through the Adrenaline. We are going to do the card sales with that here starting at camp. So they'll be coming around. So if anybody that's interested in doing those will be out shortly. What's cool about the card sales this year is that they also have an app, and then your kids will be able to tell you a little bit more about this as the time comes. But let's say you have somebody or relative that lives out in Florida or lives down in Florida and they can't get up here, but they really want to help out the football program. Well, they can purchase like a membership to this app, and then that app works for discounts around the local stores and restaurants around their area, because there's over like 500, 600 different stores on this app. So that way it works all around the United States, which is great. So again, if you live out in California, you get this app, there might be some stores where like, hey, buy a meal, get 10% off, an appetizer, or get a free appetizer or something like that. So that's also one thing. And eventually they're going to move to full mobile, but they're also still doing the little cards too. So let's keep an eye out for those coming around. There's some cool prizes for the kids involved in that. So for example, if they sell 10 cards, they'll get a personalized dry fit sweatshirt. If they sell 20 cards, they'll get a dry fit sweatshirt and a customized Madawan backpack for football. If they sell 30 cards, if they're really ambitious and sell 30 cards, they'll get the sweatshirt, they'll get the backpack, and then they also get a free Apple AirPods along with that. So they'll get all 3 items if they end up selling 30 cards. So again, 10 gets you a sweatshirt, 20 gets you a sweatshirt backpack, 30 gets you a sweatshirt backpack and Apple AirPods. And again, that's from Adrenaline Fundraising as well. So they'll provide all of that stuff. So that'll be our last one for the year. And again, just to help cover costs of foods, eventually new equipment. We got some sled stuff that we got to update here coming this fall, and just with some field maintenance. So again, appreciate all the help with that. So thank you very much. Is there any other questions or comments or concerns, coaches, parents that you have that I could potentially answer now?
Hey, Coach, I just wanted to reiterate some things you said.
Sure.
It'd be great if the physicals and consent forms were in this week. It's just going to make Monday run much smoother for all of us coaches. The huddle and the team snap, Coach Haas will tell you we're too old to even remember what the heck huddle was. So huddle's a great tool. We're going to watch a lot of videos on there. It's a great teaching tool as well. And the team snap obviously is how coach communicates to the bulk of all the players. So if there's any changes, you guys would hear about it first there. My last thing, Coach, is the JV team. If any of the parents or any of the players out there can reach out to anybody that has played JV or is going to be in 10th grade this year, please reach out to them. Our numbers are light and we'd like to bolster those.
Thank you, Coach. I had a question on where do we submit physicals and consent forms. Again, you would email Mrs. Sue Jakes at the high school. Again, you can scan that and send it in, or you can hand it to me and I will get into Mrs. Jakes as quick as possible. So that's who you would send that to. And she's fine with anything. She'll take a snapshot from your phone, sent through an email. I mean, she's great. So yeah, so again, scan it on your computer, take a picture of it on your phone, send it in. So that way she just has documentation that you have it, and she can print it off and put it in a folder. So that way everybody can participate. Yep. Anything else? Anybody got anything else? Oh, actually I just thought of one more. One thing that they're going to be getting this year for equipment that we haven't done in years past. Some of them already got them. They got a Madawan blue dry fit shirt, and then they'll have Madawan gray shorts. Most of the kids have gotten them. We're going to try to get them extra shirts, especially for camp. But those will be requirements throughout the season. So when we do Thursday pregame walkthroughs, your athletes will be required to wear, again, the gray shorts and the blue football shirt. Again, just to look nice as a team, be organized, be uniform, and just look as one as we go out through our walkthrough. And they can also be used as travel. So if we travel to a game, they can wear their gray shorts and their blue shirt. So they will be getting us some of those. Again, we're going to try to get them a couple blue shirts to wear. But if they, forget their shorts or whatever, just have them throw on also a gray pair of shorts. So we'll have gray shorts, blue shirt. So this is the FYI. Again, some of you have already got them. There's some, that are going to be showing up for the first time on Monday that also will get those. And then lastly, one of the things, again, I'm big in is to help teach leadership to young athletes. We always talk about as coaches, well, you need to be a leader. Well, what does it mean to be a leader? So we're going to help them developing leadership. I have a leadership coach coming in for a couple sessions, and then we also have some coaches doing some leadership on staff. But we have a coach named Patrick Toohey, who's going to be coming over the course of camp and then also course of the season to meet with these young men for roughly an hour, maybe after practice, just to talk about leadership, how to build team camaraderie, how to get the best out of the team, so that way, again, we're a unit, we're a family, and we're not, spread off into those small groups. So we're going to really work on our leadership stuff this season and invest in that for these young athletes, because again, once they graduate, they may have a position of, at work, we're going to have to be a leader, and we want to give them the tools to be successful for doing that. So we'll be working that on this season. Will boys dress up for away games? That's a great question. I'm actually going to I'll talk to the seniors about that one. My personal preference, I would love them to dress up for away games. I would love to have them wear, a polo shirt and, khaki shorts or pants, or even better yet, a shirt and tie. I know last year seniors really liked the shirt and tie look before going to away games. And then they can wear Madawan t-shirts, and again, sports shirts on home games. So I'll talk to the seniors and we'll get a dress code for away games moving forward. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. Anybody else? Anything else?
Sorry, Coach.
Oh, you're
Just from the past, the kids like to dress up, especially varsity guys for special games. But
Sure.
9 times out of 10, it's gonna. Thanks, hon. I'm trying to talk right now. Okay. 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10. Can you be quiet for just a second, please? Thank you. 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be jerseys.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Coaching and kids. My boys are with their grandparents right now, so they're hanging out, having a good old time. All right. Anybody else? Any coaches, parents? You guys have any questions I can answer for you? Good. All right. Thank you again for everybody that was able to make it out tonight. Again, I have this recorded, so if you know somebody that wasn't able to make it, I'll again share this on TeamSnap. If you don't have TeamSnap, again, please shoot me your information so I can get you signed up, or have your son sign up as quickly as possible. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you everyone for coming to our parent meeting. Oh, hang on. Last one. Good question. Will players be assigned lockers? Yes, they will this year. Yep. So they'll get lockers. So when we do equipment hand-in, the players will go up, they'll get their equipment, and they'll come down and they'll see a couple coaches. They'll get a locker combination, and then they'll go pick out a locker, and then they'll come back and tell the coach what their locker number is. We'll have a varsity section, a JV section, and a freshman section. So everybody will have their own locker room this year. Yep. So they'll be able to store it in the school this year. Yep. No, that's a good question. Absolutely. Thank you guys for coming. Again, I get a ton of emails all the time. I work in the morning at West Hills Athletic Club. So I have all my stuff linked to my phone. So please feel free to shoot me a message, shoot me an email. I'm always available. So yeah, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Again, I get a ton of emails. So if I miss you, I apologize ahead of time. You might see some messages from my wife on TeamSnap. Her name's Jenna. Maybe you guys have already seen it, but she's going to play a little bit of head football coach secretary for me this year. So if you get any updates on stuff, it may come from her as well. So just look from that as well. Thank you. Absolutely. Go Wildcats. We're excited about the year. Hopefully get a 9-game season and get rolling into the playoffs. Absolutely. Thank you for coming. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good evening, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thanks, Coach.
Absolutely. Thank you.